Hello and welcome to the video. This is a very quick video on a feature of OpenTX that might be of interest if you are a fixed wing pilot, and that's the ability to instant trim. Now normally the way trims work, and I've covered it in this video, I'll put a link down below in far more detail, is that as you're flying around you'll tend to find that the plane will have a natural tendency to lean to one side or maybe to rise or sink in the air, and if you find that you have to hold the control in a specific position, then you can click the trim in that direction and that will get it spot on. However, there are some times when you are maidening a plane in particular that you might have to hold the controls in quite a wacky position in order to fly straight and level, and in that instance there's a fantastic feature of OpenTX called Instant Trim, and I normally set it for the momentary switch so that that momentary switch will get the plane very close to trimmed, and then I can just finesse it in with the trims on here. So let me jump on the bench and show you how this works, and hopefully next time you are maidening a plane this will make it a lot easier to get it all trimmed really quickly. So here's my trusty Tyrannus X9D Plus, and in here you can see on the display the trim locations. So as I move the trim
center,
you can actually see it moving on the screen. Now normally the way you do it is, as I mentioned in the introduction, as you're flying around you'd kind of hold it so maybe it's rolling to the right, so you need a little bit of left input, maybe the nose is down a little bit so it's sinking, you need a little bit of back elevator. Normally the way you do that then is you put in a little bit of trim in those directions that you need to hold the stick, and that would sort it out. However,
trim center,
we don't need to do that. We can actually set it up so I can pull my momentary switch, which is how I do it, and that position that I'm having to hold the stick is immediately transferred into the trims. Now to set this up is really straightforward. What I have to do is scroll across to special functions, find a space, and we're going to set a new special function up. So I'll press enter, I'll press enter again, I'll hold the switch into the position that I want, which will do that, enter, so now that's set. And then we have all these different options that you can do, adjusting global variables or volume. You can set it to do the backlight, so loads of different things, but you've probably spotted it already. There's one here called Instant Trim. So we're going to hit enter. We're going to go over here and make sure that it's selected with the little tick in the box, and we're going to come out of that. So again, let's assume we're flying, and you can see all the trim positions. So maybe I have to hold my control in that position to fly straight and level. If I just then hit the instant trim, there we go. All of that positional information has been saved back to the trims that are actually on the radio. Incredibly useful little feature. Last tip I'll give you, and again covered it in that other trim video I talked about, is that when I've got the model trimmed, I always go across into the outputs, go down to the bottom of the outputs and copy my trims to sub trims, and then that just keeps that information handy and then resets my trim. So next time if I fly, maybe I might put the battery in a slightly different place and maybe need a couple of clicks of trim for the elevator. That would all be taken care of, and I know as long as all the trims are centered when I start off the flight for the day, my model is going to be more or less ready to go. Thank you for spending your time today watching that video. You can find me in all the usual places on social media, and if you're trying to learn about a subject, then check out the playlist. All of my videos are organized into easy to follow playlists that if you're trying to learn a topic will take you from the basics right the way through to some pretty advanced stuff.